One take. It's NBA One Take. This feature yours truly, Pretty Boy Laker. One take for your head. It's NBA One Take for your brain. Coming to you live from New York. Reside in Brooklyn. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, as well as Instagram. And Facebook. Two games last night. The first game I gotta get out of the way is game one, the semifinals. Toronto Raptors versus Philadelphia 76ers. Now, I did choose the Sixers to win at 7, or I had the Raptors in 6. So when I really looked at it, I felt the Sixers was going to win in 7. Well, this is just game one. But boy, the Raptors fans was pumped in the 6. They was pumped and had the aura of a Maple Leaf game. They was buzzing. You had Drake there, Champagne Poppy. Get in the crowd, geared up, hyping up players. On the Sixers side, got Embiid, Simmons, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, JJ. But none of them showed out. JJ had 17. That's about it. I'm not even going to go down the box score of what the rest of them had. It was a pedestrian night for all of them involved. And at one point, they was down 20-some points, and the Raptors looked like they was just going to demolish them. And I'm not saying his spirit was broken, but they know they got to play well in game 2. Because the Raptors played a good game. Behind Pascal Siakam, he had 29. So I was all over the place, doing what he do. Kawhi Leonard, one of the big free agent prizes this summer, had 45, career high. A man unstoppable, on a mission, hitting jumpers, going to the basket, driving, scoring. They couldn't stop him. And they had a double-double. Lowry's aggressive and the first part, but really deferring in the next half to the two guys that was getting it done offensively. Jimmy Butler saying they was flat all night. People were shocked by what the Raptors done. I wasn't really. I said 7 games. I said the Raptors could win at 6. I was just really debating on what I see, but I feel it's going to be one or the other, but I went with the 6s and 7. It's just something about them the way they play, that I went with them. Because what I'm going on is what you've done in the previous series and how I'm looking at you as a collection versus the other team, and I'm going to make my prediction on that. So the Raptors get game 1, and there has to be some adjustments defensively on how they're going to, especially play these two guys, how they're going to defend them. Is they going to trap Kawhi Leonard? Is they going to get the ball out of his hands? Is the doubles going to come with Siakam, put the ball on the floor, force him to a side where it's his blind side, which he won't be able to pass unofficially out of a double team. These are things that Brett Brown and his staff got to answer to. But we'll see. The next game was game 7, still in the first round. Nuggets versus Spurs. Now, I did choose the Spurs in 7. My overall assessment of the Nuggets team in the regular season kind of was almost like how I felt about them in the playoffs. And they did win. Before we even get to it, they won. It was at home. Crowd was pumped. First game 7 at home, and my God, I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know. It's been a long time. I think before the merger, I wouldn't even know. It was the Denver Rockets of 4. But to get to the game, you got Popovich versus Malone, Jokic versus Aldridge, and DeMar DeRozan versus Jamal Murray. Rudy Gay played his heart out on the bench. He got 21. Brent Forbes is hitting down shots, scoring for them. In the starting lineup, Derek White had a bad game. Was one of the stars early in the series. Aldridge had a double-double, 16 and 11, and DeRozan had 19. But Jokic, he had a triple-double. And Jamal Murray closed the game when the score was close and looked like the Spurs was coming back to win this series. Jamal Murray went for the screen for Jokic, dribbled, went to the left side of the court behind the free throw line and threw a long floater to ice the game. And the Spurs, when in a situation where they was needed to foul to put them on the line to give them some opportunities, they didn't do that and let the clock run out. And it was something they couldn't probably hear Greg Popovich screaming and imploring them to foul, but nobody was paying attention. The Nuggets is lucky. And they're in a situation where they may find themselves in more trouble. But let me end this with this series. Spurs play well. Hopefully there's something with these young guys they can build off of. They get Dejounte Murray back. This was supposed to be their starting point guard. A great two-way player. Reason why they let Tony Parker go. He'll come back, and if he's anything like he was, or to something they ought out to be, the Spurs will be most likely a top 4 to 5 seed next season with all the pieces they got in place. But let's get to the Nuggets. They're going to go up against Portland Trailblazers. I'm going to tell you something about Portland. Portland riding high off of the win versus OKC, with Dame hitting the biggest shot in the history of the franchise and one of the biggest shots ever in the NBA playoff history. So when I'm looking at matchups and how I see this going, I'm gonna choose the Denver Nuggets to win in 6 games. I think the Nuggets' firepower is going to be a little too much for them. And I think they're getting their footing. Their footing is a little better in the playoffs. And I got Denver winning this series in 6. Because they don't got Nurkic, you're right. And there's questions about Enes Kanter's shoulder. So with that, I have to go with them because I just think that with Murray, Beasley, Barton, and those guys, they could be streak shooters or whatever, will offset anything, especially Denver's bench versus the bench of Portland that hasn't been playing well. So that's the reason why I'm choosing Denver to win this series in 6, not even in 7. I think they're gonna get 2-0 lead, and 2-0 lead, go back 2-2, they win game 5 and then win game 6. But we'll see. And it should be a good special, because the thing is, all 8 of these teams remaining all can go to the finals and are all championship contending teams, like it's supposed to be. All right, this is Pretty Boy Laker. This is Onetake. NBA Onetake hashtag. One take for your head, one take for your brain. Pretty Boy Laker, and I'm out.